Welcome to YouTube's favorite K-pop show, DKDKTV. My name is Danny Kim.
David Kim.
And we have many more reasons why you should never ever come to Korea, and you will be convinced by the end of this video that even if you're the hardest Korea boo, you will never come to Korea.
Starting with an unrelated topic, a 77-year-old grandpa has debuted in the K-pop scene.
Wow.
And second, Girls' Generation's Yoona is being made fun of because of her face.
And third, we have more updates on the Jung Joon-young case. And fourth, more spycam porn crime in South Korea. And also our how-to guide on how to not become a victim of spycam porn when you are in Korea. I can't believe we're making a first news.
So the 77-year-old oldest K-pop idol in history was born last week on KBS's 전국 노래자랑. It's a show that's been around for 35 plus years. It has a history. This 77-year-old grandpa just appeared on this show, and everyone was amazed because he wanted to perform the legendary song called 미쳤어, Crazy by 손담비. After this performance, he got a lot of requests from a lot of media outlets and radio broadcast systems and blah, blah, blah. He got called onto this specific radio station called CBS, which is famous for interviews. He started by saying like he feels like a star these days because he's getting so much attention and called to all these radio stations. He used to sell clothes in the old days, but because of the IMF crisis, he lost all his company, all his income and everything. So after that, he's just like earned that philosophy of let it go, like just
go crazy.
Yeah, just like don't care about anything, just let it go. And actually, this grandpa is under like the national support, like the lowest.
He's in poverty.
He's receiving support from the government. He just stated on the interview that his only sole goal is to be healthy and happy when he dies. He's just let go of everything after that whole crisis happened to him.
I mean, he looks really happy.
Yeah, and I think that psychology like reflects totally into that behavior. He showed his ambition. He would like to perform more songs. One of the songs he mentioned was Park Jin-young's Honey.
So he's kind of into like that era of K-pop. He's like the second gen. He's the second gen.
It's so cute.
The moral of the story, only when you've lost everything do you know true happiness. Next news.
소녀시대's Yoona appeared last week on the popular TV program called 미운 우리 새끼. My Ugly Duckling, quack quack. It was a long time no see for her. Like Yoona hadn't been on the radar for a while. The MC is like Shin Dong-yeop, but he was like, "Oh, Yoona, you're so pretty." And he asked Yoona, "Do you get bored of hearing compliment, you're so pretty?" And then Yoona actually said like, "Oh no, I really like it. Please call me pretty all the time." And ironically, after this the K-nets received this and
always the K-nets
reflected this in a totally different way. Everyone was like, "Oh, did she have plastic surgery?" Yoona, 성형, like these two words. Surgery. And it was like trending #1 during that time, and even to the consecutive day. I compiled some like harsh comments, but I'll just water them down to what I remember.
Read them as
I don't think
her eyes have become aggressive. Her entire face has lost its purity and has become aggressive.
The whole time I was watching the show, I was thinking, why did she become so old? Oh my god, what? I thought her forehead was a bowl of rice upside down.
K-netizens are fucking evil.
Evil.
No news there. So I will admit that Yoona's face looks a little bit different from what it did in the past. That's their freaking
that's their job.
Asset. Like their faces are asset. Of course they're gonna take care of it.
Right.
It's not like she changed her entire face, She might have gotten something, a little bit here and there.
But the funny thing here is like if you see the percentages of the comments, like 20 are men, 80 are women. I think men just like perceive it as us, like, oh, she changed, but she's still pretty.
Like, we don't really care.
Yeah, we don't really care. Like, she's pretty. She's 소녀시대's Yoona,
She's still
right?
Yoona,
She's
yeah.
the females. They're
Yeah.
going like, oh, she changed this at that point, and
Pinpointing every
her
single
forehead.
treatment.
Like, why do they want to like point out? Oh, that person had plastic surgery and like shame her and.
Again, it's ironic because like Korea, it's one of the most plastic surgery countries in the
It's a
world.
mecca.
So it's ironic that when Yoona gets like a little bit treatment, everybody's calling her out when probably half of the people that are writing the comments have already gotten plastic surgery somewhere in their body. This is the thing. Korean plastic surgery standards, Korean beauty ideals, and plastic surgery ideals. When you get a plastic surgery, people want plastic surgery that doesn't show. You can't tell they got plastic surgery. So they want something really natural looking. When people get natural looking plastic surgery, like a lot of idols do, a lot of celebrities do, nobody says a thing. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
But when people get very artificial looking plastic surgery, then everybody starts commenting.
Korean people are very homogeneous, right?
Yeah.
And they're very proud about their own race and their own blood. But if you see like plastic surgery, it's all oriented towards Western beauty standards. Bigger eyes
yeah.
and bigger boobs and bigger butts. Like Korean people in general have like smaller sized,
Everything.
bodies and everything. Including men. Unconsciously, people are judging these people as like, oh, they're selling their Korean traits.
Ethnicity. How dare they?
To become like Westerners. Like, this is just my theory.
Really? And half the country is getting double eyelid surgery? My last say, people are jealous. They're just jealous. Like that's just human nature. I always say this. If there are people that are calling her out for her looks, that means she is probably beautiful. Yoona, it means you're beautiful, so love yourself. Next news! Police finally arrest Jung Joon-young over sex video allegations while he tries to get rid of evidence.
Uh-oh.
Singer Jung Joon-young was arrested last week on Thursday on charges of secretly filming himself having sex and sharing those videos with his buddies, which included celebrities on social media. And the singer actually read out an apology as he entered the courthouse prior to his arrest.
정말 죄송합니다. 저는 용서받을 수 없는 범죄를 저질렀습니다. 저에 대한 모든 혐의를 인정합니다. 앞으로도 수사 과정에 성실히 임하고 제가 저지른 일에 대해 평생 반성하면서 살아가겠습니다. 정말 죄송합니다.
Well, guess what he did a week earlier? During the investigation, the police reported that Jung Joon-young had done a factory reset. A factory reset of one of the 3 phones that he submitted to the police for investigations. He did a factory reset before handing them to the police. Data that was all formatted because of the factory reset. Despite police attempts to recover it, they failed to gain any data from that phone.
It's
so
all
he
lost?
did it. I'm guessing he did it a lot of times. You need to overwrite the data in order to really completely clean it off the disk. You can't do that in just one factory reset normally. So I'm guessing he did multiple factory resets.
Oh my god.
Read and writes.
I'm surprised that it got lost, actually.
But luckily, a few days later, head of police Min Gam-ryong came out with a statement assuring that the police had other data from other sources that they could match to find out which data Jung Joon-young had deleted. So they're still safe, but it's just a really shitty move.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
gonna add on to his crimes.
actually, if you look at the timeline of events, Jung Joon-young came back to Korea on March 12th. And police investigation started on March 14th. So he had about 1.5 days to factory reset the shit out of his phone.
He's a disgusting man. He cannot be justified. Nevertheless, the public opinion has been a little bit... There was this little soft point on him because of the fact that he admitted all charges and he admitted he is a disgusting person and he will never do this again and fully participate in the investigations. Compared to some person who is not admitting anything and is telling everything was just a joke.
that is
So it's a very
stark
big
contrast.
contrast. So a lot of people were saying like Jung Joon-young is a disgusting person, he's a criminal, but at the same time, he does have like hope of like, you know, being reformed or, you know, like I mean like I don't know.
I don't
like,
know about that.
Everyone
At least the dude is admitting it.
yeah, at
But-
least he's admitting.
But not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah, this
After
just make that vanish. Some people and lawyers outside of the case are actually predicting maybe 7 years of jail.
7.5 max.
Yeah.
Max. Yeah, that's the issue with Korean laws. It's very, very weak
it's
in
not
punishment for these sexual crimes. Which goes on to the next topic. This embarrassing account of spycam porn being filmed and live streamed online. In hundreds-
Live streamed.
Yes.
Not just circulated, live streamed.
Yes.
Like real time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
And they had a fucking business. They had a fucking business.
people pay to watch that shit?
Yeah. So to explain, on March 20th, 2019, police arrested 2 men who had been filming in 42 rooms in 30 accommodations in 10 cities around South Korea
Seriously?
of couples having sex. They had filmed about 1,600 people over the course of just a few months
1,600 people.
having sex. And they will live stream this footage onto their website. And on this website, 4,099 subscribers were there. And 97 of them were paid members, and they were paying about $50 per month. They installed these cameras, I guess that had Wi-Fi functionality, into set-top boxes, wall outlets, very, very small. These cameras basically live stream the footage to, you know, a server, and that server just redistribute that footage to the customers. And the lens is really, really small, just 1 millimeter in size. I highly doubt that, you know, people go around checking for, you know, hidden cameras.
Yeah.
At least I've never done that. Have you?
Like the guests?
Yeah.
Why would the guests check for it?
I just wanted to bring up this opportunity to show like how prevalent spycam porn is and also talk about the issue itself. So according to police, about 19% of sex-related crimes in South Korea the past 5 years have been spycam porn. And the past 5 years, there have been 26,654 cases of spycam related. It's like 5,000
per year.
So that's like about 20 per day. That is a lot.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that is a lot. I did a quick neighbor search of hidden cameras or very small ultra small cameras. And not to buy, man. Like no, this is for research. And without like any restrictions or anything, I found a lot of products that could be used to film spycam porn. For example, this product, like these are really small cameras that you can buy for very cheap. Like these are $50, $100, and they even advertise you can blend this camera into many places to achieve covered recording. And they put it in like a flower. They put it in a picture in a Kleenex box. That's what you usually have beside the bed. 1080p.
What?
It's 1080p. This small
It's
camera.
like a GoPro.
And guess how much it is? It's like $35. I just did like, 2 minutes of searching and I could buy this. Kind of divided on whether we should be able to regulate these kind of, pen cameras. These things are kind of useful if you're trying to do investigative journalism. So I do think they do have the uses if put in the right hands, but they have a very high chance of being put in the wrong hands. Another thing is the very light punishment. You get a maximum of 5 years in prison. A maximum of 5 years. So usually get lower. And actually this is pretty low, but before this was 3 years. And they changed it recently. According to statistics from the Women's Lawyer Society in 2016, the repeat rate of spycam related crimes was found to be 53.8%.
So the same person does the same crime again.
Yes.
After he's
He's
or she's
been
been
into
in
jail.
jail.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Personally, I've never really worried too much about spy cam porn issues because as a guy, even if you're filmed, I mean, that is a very serious thing and it's horrible, but even if you're filmed, you face less repercussions than a woman. But after reading like these things and after seeing the Jung Joon-young case, I'm kind of worried now. I'm kind of worried about
I'm not worried.
going places. Okay, good for you.
Yeah, because I'm a virgin.
But you could still be filmed while you're peeing. The toilet is one popular place to get
What
spy
would somebody
cam.
do with some me peeing?
I don't know, but there are people like that. How to not get spy cammed in Korea. Woo! Travelers edition. You should genuinely be concerned when you're coming to Korea about like, is there gonna be spy cam in my motel? Like this is sad, but it's true. And actually, not too surprised, G Market, which is like the Amazon of South Korea, they announced on March 15th that Spycam detector sales on their internet shopping mall have risen by 333% since last year. If you look at the detectors, this is what they look like. They use infrared and sound to detect the location of hidden cameras. And these are fairly cheap. They're like $20 to $50. So you could potentially order one of these before you come to Korea. There are other tricks that you can use to detect spy cams, hidden cameras in Korea. Use a piece of red cellophane and put it over your cell phone flashlight / camera. Turn on the flash. The lens of the hidden cam will flash really bright if the red light hits it. So be on the lookout for the glimmer of light when you start waving your phone with the red cellophane on. That makes it easier to detect, apparently. Red light is easier to see, apparently. And another tip that experts suggest is carry a safety pin and start poking holes. If there's a hole in the wall, that might be big enough to hide a hidden camera in it. So start poking that shit and hopefully that'll push away the lens or break it altogether. These are legit tactics that experts suggest. But experts say be on the lookout for necktie pins, glasses, watches, buttons, lighters, USBs,
Don't even go into it.
water bottles.
There's no use.
Okay, yeah, just be on the lookout for everything.
USB.
I have to be, putting that red cell phone on my phone and going just everywhere like this. There are common places where these spy cam offenders hide their hidden cameras. In public restrooms, go look out for fire alarms, trash cans, the door handle, and in the wall.
Wait. Why public restrooms?
Some people are into watching people pee. I'm not judging people, that have pee fetishes. That's like legit a genre of a fetish. You shouldn't judge people by that. Like, there's a lot of people that are into like golden shower and stuff like that. And other places are motels and hotels. The number one thing you should be careful about is actually not the motels, the pre-installed spy cams themselves, but actually your partner. According to statistics, 60% of hidden cam is filmed by your spouse or your partner.
Oh, shit.
Most common offenders are the people that you come into the motel room with. So make sure they have their phones, face down. I would suggest showering together. Like, that's safe, shower together. Don't give them the time to set up a camera. It's more romantic than like going with a red cellophane and like, oh, let me just check the room before we have sex. So shower together. That's one tactic. I thought of this.
I feel like you're the kind of person who's gonna use this to other people. Like, oh, we should shower together because there might be hidden. I might install a hidden camera.
Yeah. You don't trust me, right? You don't trust a Korean man. The past 5 years, 26,000 spy cam related crimes have been happening. I just have to protect you. Those are the tips on how to not get spy cammed in Korea.
I think after this video, the best technique would not be coming to Korea.
I think we're like basically making Korea tourism plummet.
Yeah, so I feel really bad right now.
But the people need to know.
I know.
People need to know. This is essential information.
But of course the statistics seem horrible, right?
They are horrible.
But like if you just think of it, like 5,000 a year. It is a lot. It is a lot. But just think of how many hotel rooms and how many hotels, motels, and Airbnbs are in Korea. Compare that number. Like, you can't say you're going to Marriott Hotel and you're going to be spy cammed. Like that,
No, you don't know.
I know there's this 1%.
60%. No, it's not 1%. 60% of the spy cam related crimes are committed by the spouse or partner.
Yeah, but if you're traveling in Korea alone or with your...
Don't do Tinder in Korea.
But I just want our program, our show, to not like defame Korea's like tourism industry or anything, because like it is a threat, but still we have a lot of good things to offer. So
Like Gyeongbokgung and everybody loves kimchi.
yeah, and
spy cam porn.
I just hate this situation saying that Korea is like the country of spy cams and hidden cameras. Bottom line, if you are considering coming to Korea but you don't want to because of these kind of news, I just think you should come here, you know?
What?
What?
That doesn't even make sense.
I'm just saying, don't cancel your trip to Korea because of the fear out of hidden cameras and spy cams. Like, Korea is not such a bad country. It's not that bad, you know? Like, we don't have spy cams every corner, you know?
I think we should let people know how to deal with it.
Yeah, but don't let the fear overcome you, okay?
Come to Korea.
Yeah, come to Korea.
We have kimchi.
Korea has more better things to offer.
We have the Lotte World, the Han River, and
Korea is not as bad as you think. We're not the spy cam nation.
So many good things. That's it for DK News today. Hope you learned something. For next week, we have lots and lots of tea and also more how-to guides. So please do subscribe if you like this content, and also consider joining our Patreon, where we talk about deeper issues on podcasts, and also David does his exclusive reactions, and you get to support us and our YouTube creators. So until next time, Daddy, David, and don't be a victim of spy cam porn.
Come to Korea.